if you don't let different storytellers tell different stories, it's not just about entertainment. It's not just about the box office. It's not just about laughs. I think you're actually hindering the progress of those communities. When you don't see yourself in TV shows and movies, it hinders your ability to understand yourself, to understand other people, to learn new things about yourself. Like, I can't tell you how many things I've learned about myself watching TV shows and movies, where I'm like, oh, I see myself in this. I'm like, I guess I'm like that. But if you can't see yourself, progress gets hindered. So it's not just about entertainment. It's about evolving and helping people evolve.
This episode of IRL Podcast is powered by Boost Mobile.
So I don't know which one I should read because I have two introductions today. Number one, I talk about sitting down with a comedian, an author, an actress, a producer, a trailblazer, an entrepreneur. But then I have this other thing here from Wafa, who works for The Volume, is my podcast company. And we said, oh, we have Lilly today. And she said, oh my God, she's one of my heroes. And I said, really, why? And she said, she truly was a staple of YouTube, and she gave us the courage to record our opinions and to not be afraid to be goofy and post shenanigans. She truly was a safe space for my friends and I because she felt like an older sister.
That's really sweet.
Is that not the sweetest
so
thing?
Sweet.
Not to mention...
What's her name?
Wafa.
Wafa, thank you so much. That's so sweet.
Hi, Wafa.
Hi, that made my day. I need to hear that every once in a while, for real.
Do you really?
I do.
Why?
Because I feel like that's a really sincere thing to say. It's really genuine.
I just got it.
And I feel like the best compliment you can give someone is I feel safe with you. That's like the best compliment you can receive. So Wafa.
Or you help me manage myself in a way. Like you helped me kind of be free to do something.
That's such a sweet. Wow, that made my day. Thank you.
I know.
Yeah.
You've done a lot since you started in Launch on YouTube. Your career is going lovely. There's a new movie.
Thank you.
I feel like, I was going to say I'm tired. Are you tired?
No, I'm actually okay. I'm thrilled to be here.
Okay, I'm happy you're here too. I feel like we should have known each other or been friends or something sooner than this.
I feel like we're going to be immediate friends. I do feel that vibe.
Do you feel that?
I absolutely feel that
I feel
vibe.
it too. You are Toronto.
Yeah, absolutely.
I am New York.
Okay.
Toronto girls and New York girls, I find, do get along with each other.
I get it. It's the same vibe, same energy.
Same kind of thing.
Same type of pace and hustle, I will say.
Yeah. I have a little like envy to when you're in your daddy bag.
Yeah. Which is not right now. I'm in my mommy bag right now. Yeah, but when I'm in my daddy bag,
when you're daddy bag, I think I want to do one of those. I want to do it.
You
today,
should.
Today, I think I'm going to do like a daddy bag video.
Thank you. I've gotten
Do you think I could pull it off?
Oh, you could absolutely. I'm almost nervous for you to do it because people are going to stop watching my videos to watch yours instead.
Stop.
But I will say I've become very comfortable over the past little bit really stepping into my daddy bag.
Your daddy bag.
I used to just like dabble before, but now I'm full-fledged just daddy
Break
energy.
it down for me, though. What is daddy energy?
For me, daddy energy... Okay, so listen, I came out really late in life at the age of 30, the tender age of 30. And for so many years after that, I was like, felt I had to be really feminine to prove that I could still do that. And then sometimes I had to be really masculine to prove that, but I'm queer enough. And I always kept like being like, what do people want from me? How do I satisfy all these boxes? And over the past 2 years, I'm like, I'm just doing what I want, actually. Like, I don't care about any of that. And I feel really good when I am daddy. And for me, what daddy means is like, honestly, a provider. I'm not even going to play. Like, I can provide. And I
All
can...
things?
Most things, I would say. So, like, I really do enjoy being my daddy bag of, like, if I'm with a girl, like, I love opening a door. I love giving roses. I love making sure that she never touches a car handle. You know what I mean? Like,
Are you really, in real life, that is
I
how
am.
you operate?
Most of my friends do call me daddy in that way. Because I'm like, what do you want to drink? Like, don't even think you don't have to get up at all. I'm going to get you whatever it is you need. I'm going to get it for you. So I just really like to step into that era.
So are like girls falling in love all over the place?
I mean, listen.
Dropping to the ground?
Listen. If you want to get into my DMs, we can. But I'm kidding. No, but I just like really taking care of people. And I do it for my friends. I do it for my family. And I'm more often default daddy setting. However, I will say 10% of the time, I do like to step into my mommy era where I'm like, someone take care of me.
Yeah.
Someone open the door for me.
Yeah.
But I like providing more.
Yeah. You're in your mommy bag today with your outfit.
Thank you. I know. The chasticles are out.
Good for you.
Thanks.
What season of life is this for you? So this is in real life, where we get into the real life.
And
Who is Lilly?
Because I hate small talk and I love getting into some stuff. I
prefer to chew glass than to have small talk.
Yes, absolutely. So what era of my life is this?
Yeah, what season are you in right now? Take a deep breath. Make sure you give us a good answer.
I want to give you a real answer. I don't want to give you a BS.
Yeah.
You're not going to get no media trained answer here. Okay, this is your own. I have no filter.
I'm so excited.
We're going to go into it. So I am turning 37 in a few days.
Okay.
And 36, I really felt like my life unraveled in a lot of ways. Like professionally, personally, I had a lot of things fall apart, a lot of relationships fall apart, a lot of work stuff fall apart. I know everyone has that era, but one of my friends who's really, really into astrology with the planets, I'm going to keep it 100. I live in LA, but I don't know anything about that.
Really?
People are always asking me my rising and moons. I like, I can't tell you none of that. I don't know her at all. But I will say my friend who has my chart saved on her phone was like, when you reach 37, so in a few days, are going to be in your era of rebuilding. And she said something very specific, which was, and you will be forced to rebuild without using any of the bricks that have been broken. So it is going to be a complete reinvention of yourself.
Oh my God.
And I do feel that way. I feel like I'm in my era of completely rebuilding, not just career, not just relationships, but like moral compass, my needs, what it is I want in life, like on a very deep level. I am learning new things about myself that I have never had the capacity to learn before.
Hey guys, you ever sign up for a phone plan thinking, wow, this is a great price? And then a few months later, it's like, surprise, this bill is higher. With Boost Mobile, you pay $25 a month forever. That's unlimited talk, text, and data starting at just $25 a month. So no price hikes, no contract, forever. Plus, Boost Mobile is now a legit nationwide 5G network. They have invested billions building 5G towers across the country. So visit boostmobile.com or head to your local Boost store today and get unlimited talk, text, and data for $25 a month forever. 5G speeds not available in all areas. After 30 gigabytes, customers may experience slower speeds. Customers will pay $25 a month as long as they remain active on the Boost Unlimited plan.
How exciting.
I know. Can I give you like a small example?
Yes, please.
You know, we feel like as humans, we
I
can't
have
really
one
change.
for you too, by the way, too, but let me hear yours. Go.
I feel like we're so convinced we can't change as humans. Like I feel like I'm quite stubborn. So for most of my life, I'm like this and like this and like this, and that's who I am. And over the past couple of months, I have changed in such drastic ways that have made me feel really uncomfortable because my whole idea of myself has changed. And the biggest one I can think of is I have always been an avoidant attachment style. If I got in a fight with someone, I'm like, I will be talking to you in 4 to 6 business days. I will be holding a grudge. I will not be talking about my feelings.
Avoid.
Your phone call will not be answered. My door will be locked. Like that has been me for my whole life.
Avoid.
Confrontation, couldn't do her. I would break out in hives. Somehow over the past 6-7 months, I have completely done a 180 to anxious attachment, where now if I do not talk about the problem, if I do not confront someone, if I don't resolve the issue, I am unwell. I cannot hold a grudge.
So this thing, you get right to it with
Literally,
people.
I was like, I need to talk to you. Can we just really talk about this quickly? I feel some type of way. I feel like we just need to talk about it so we can get over it. I don't know how this happened, but that is a pretty drastic change.
That is huge.
You know what I'm saying? So
people spend their whole life and can't figure that out.
that's what I'm saying. So I've changed in a lot of ways in my era of just rebuilding.
And do you like this?
I do. I mean, now instead of avoiding, I'm just anxious. So it's just opposite ends of the spectrum. But there's just different tools in my toolkit, you know? So I do like it. Communication, I'm starting to learn about her. I'm a bit of a fan. I gotta say, who would have thought talking about things?
Wow.
Who would have thought?
Look at you, learn something every day.
What was your example?
Oh, I was gonna say, and that doesn't stop. So this is your 30-something.
Yeah.
And so I'm in a 50-something.
Okay.
And I was just telling, me and Brittany been talking about this all week. I have done a little, not a huge, that's a huge pivot. I did a small pivot of this past year where it's like, I don't care as much about people's feelings. And that sounds brutal, but it's not brutal because I repeat this. I know I'm a good person.
Yeah.
I trust so bad that I'm a good person that I'm okay with disappointing people.
I'm envious of that. That's amazing.
When I tell you, and it's not, it doesn't mean I don't still care. Sometimes I'll be like, oh, he misunderstood. Let me go explain it.
Yeah.
I don't want people to feel bad.
Right.
But if it's my piece or your piece, I kind of okay. We're like, okay, that's what it is.
And what do you think? Why do you think that changed?
I don't know. I think the same thing. You have to rip a Band-Aid. You have to do it once or twice. You have to be like,
that's really good.
You have to do it once or twice, and then all of a sudden you'd be like, oh, they're okay and I'm okay. And guess what? I didn't have to go through the bullshit of like faking that I wanted
That's
to do
really
something
impressive
I didn't
and
want to
amazing,
do.
especially I have to say, and I hate using the phrase as a woman, but as a woman I will say, because I feel like we're all trained to be very, very likable.
Yes.
And something I'm really working on is like, you got to pick moments, baby girl, that you're okay with being unlikable to stand up for what you believe in and take care of yourself.
Otherwise, your whole life, you're walking around trying to make people like you. And that shit gets exhausting at some point.
You know what I had an epiphany about in therapy a while ago?
What?
I was telling her about how sometimes, you know, when I stand up for certain causes or say things I believe in, inevitably people online are mad. And it never occurred to me that I could just not like those people.
Oh,
for
maybe
maybe
I don't like you.
I know. For so long will people be like, oh, I don't like you, and you do that. And I'd be like, oh my God, how do I make them like me? How do I make them like me? I've just been trained that way. And literally at the age of like 35, 2 years ago, for the first time in my life, I was like, wait, I don't like you. And I'm allowed to not like you.
Yes.
Never occurred to me. Never occurred to me.
That's
what I'm saying.
No, this is big.
To be a woman.
We talk about this with a lot of guests on the show. We're like, you know, the comment section. I had a sweetie here the other day. She's young and she's still managing.
Sweetie as a Bessie and a Tessie?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what's up. Love her. Okay. I love her. She was the first guest on my second season of my late night show.
Was she? I love that. But she sometimes has to turn her Instagram off because she's been through something. You know, everybody's managing opinions all day long.
All day long.
To have the epiphany of like, you know what? You don't like me? I don't like you.
Yeah. It seems so common sense.
It's so good.
But I was like, wait, I also get to say, that's okay. I don't like what you're saying to me either. And I actually like myself. And that made me really sad because I was like, you moved through life for way too long, not even realizing you could just be like, I don't take that on as my own, actually. Yeah. That's not for me.
But then for you, right? You have this personality. People, even Wafa's message, I'm sure she's one of many, many people that feel so attached to you and feel you represent something to them. And how much of that becomes something that you have to kind of live up to all the time?
So I won't lie. In 2019, I don't usually like to talk about this. I'm so annoyed about talking about it, but I like you, and so I want to talk about it. I just like you. This feels safe for me. But I learned this lesson when I got my late night show for 2 seasons. That was a really big deal in terms of it being a historic announcement. You know, all the headlines were like, first woman of color, yada, yada, yada. And I was like, okay, really great. And I remember for 2 years straight, all I heard was people telling me what they expected of me. A billion Indians are counting on you. All the women are counting on you. Like, don't mess this up for us.
Jesus.
And going back to not having that epiphany, I just accepted all of that. I was like, totally. All of you are counting on me. Makes sense. I can't let you down. I can't let you down. It took like 5 years for me to work on it through therapy and like really reflect on it, to be like, if I could go back in time, I would do a better job at just taking a step back and saying, actually, that's not my burden to carry, and I can't do that for you. I didn't even think it was an option to not accept that, to be honest. My whole life, I've just been like, what is the expectation? Great, place it right on me. I will just carry it like I'm carrying everything else. And now I'm getting better at being like, I empathize with why you are putting all this pressure on me because you don't have enough representation, but it's not mine.
Yes.
It's not mine to carry.
Yeah.
So that experience, if nothing else, taught me that I don't just have to accept those expectations.
Because the truth is, how can you represent authentically if you're being a version of yourself based on
impossible.
what everybody else needs?
You're set up for failure. You can't.
Set up,
The answer is you can't.
Oh, that must have been so frustrating for you, because to have that moment and to now feel like you would have done it differently.
Right. Totally.
That must be.
But I don't think I would have learned that lesson without going through that.
Oh,
so I
that's
think
true.
for next time, I'm better equipped.
Yeah.
For anything else now, I am better at, I have projects coming out where I'm like, I've gotten better at being like, this won't be the make or break. This won't solve every problem. This is not the solution to representation. Now my own thing is like, all I want people to take away from me is this is someone who is doing what is right for her. If that can be how I inspire you, I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
I don't have to be the poster child for all brown people. I don't have to be the poster child for all women, and nor can I be that.
No.
More so I can be the poster child for me.
And it probably doesn't mean that you don't appreciate when you are that.
Oh, well,
for
of course.
something.
I mean, I'm so grateful for every.
Yeah.
So many before me. So many people paved the path. All the Mindy Kalings, Priyanka Chopras, all the women, Issa Rae's, they've paved that path, and I'm so grateful to like keep chipping away at it. But there's no way I can do it all myself. There's no way. But I've been convinced I could sometimes. People have acted like I could, but I know I can't. I'm just one person.
Yeah. But the thing is too, we have these goals, and it's like sometimes we put so much and I always try to think about what the conversations we have, how they land for whoever's out there. And I think about, okay, so even in this situation, like we all build things up in our life. One day I want to do this. You put so much pressure on something, that if it doesn't hit the way you think it was, sometimes we think we're finished. But the truth is, like you said, if you don't go through that, how do you get to the better version of it?
Totally.
The better version of that show, whatever it is coming
exactly.
for you.
Well, another thing.
But how do you not get there if you don't let go of
completely
the lesson you had to learn?
I feel like another thing, and I don't know if this will resonate with your audience, but feel like for most of my life, I never believed I could be happy with where I am and also be ambitious. They seemed mutually exclusive.
Oh, break that down for me.
Okay, so basically, I am a big believer of vision boards. I've had vision boards my whole life. I've always had. Oh, I still have them. Mine is in my shower right now as we speak.
In your shower?
In my shower. I look at it every day. Every day in my shower. It's a glass. I know there's a lot of questions about how it's waterproof. It's a glass shower. It's a whole thing. Trust me, the logistics work.
Okay.
But I've always had vision boards and I've always had goals. And what I've noticed was happening is as my goals were being accomplished and my dreams are coming true, I kept being like, oh, I did that, but it doesn't feel like I did it because there's this better version I could do. I could always do more. And I can tell you as a human being, you'll accomplish goals and always feel like it's not enough. And you'll always feel like, what's the next thing? There's a higher number always. There's a bigger project always. And I think I've just learned over the past 2 years that you actually can be so happy with where you are in life and still be ambitious and have goals. Those are not mutually exclusive. Ambition and being happy with where you are, both of those things can be true at once.
Is there a key to it?
I think the key to it is, I think the key is always repeating two things can be true at once. We are so rigid in thinking this is true or this is true, but no. The truth is in the gray. Both things are true. I'm so grateful. If right now I accomplish nothing more, I'm really proud of myself. I'm really proud of who I am, but I can feel that and still be like, oh, but I still want to do this movie and I still want to meet this person.
That probably makes it more fun, too.
It does.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, what are we doing? If we're not having fun, what are we even doing? At the end of the day, you're not like, that was awesome and I laughed a lot. Like, what are we doing?
Oh, my God. It's so much more fun to do it that way. I've done it both ways.
Me
I've
too.
done
I've done it both ways, too.
where you're like, you put so much burden on you and pressure on you that it's like none of it is fun.
Right.
And then the end goal, whether it's successful or not, the 6 months leading up to it was terrible. So what was the point?
And I'm not trying to be on a high horse because let me tell you, in my 20s, I did a lot of that. I did a lot of the not having fun, a lot of the saying yes to everything. Very tough projects, very just like hustle, no joy. And I think maybe people, I don't know the right answer, but maybe people have to go through an era of that. Maybe they do. And then they get to a place where they're like, maybe, because I'm sure some people watching this are going to be like, I can't have fun right now. I got to pay these bills and
you
do
can
these things,
do both.
And I get it.
You can do
but
both.
I think the dream is to work to a place to be able to do both for sure.
I think one of the tricks of that is like stopping yourself in moments in between. Like I just shot my first short. We talked about it on the last episode, right?
Congratulations.
I wrote it, I directed it, I shot. Always had a goal
you did.
to get it, to do the thing, the whole thing. So we just did that. Me and Brittany did it a couple weeks ago. Thank you. But in it, there were moments where I had, because there was a lot of shit that went wrong. There was a lot of things that was like, But anytime I was like, oh, that's how you do that. Okay, good, I got it. So instead of focusing on like something that I did wrong, focusing on the opportunity to learn something. And how like, oh shit, I get it now. Oh, I can't wait to do it again. Oh, I can't wait to try that again. Same way you kind of framed the show experience for you. Like, instead of just like, it's more like, oh, now I know how I would really kill it.
I call
on the
it
next
switching
round.
the operating system. This is a thing I'm working on in my brain. So you're probably realizing that I'm a nerd. I'm very like into this kind of self-growth, nerdy types of things.
We're in our bag right now.
Student tattoo, student for life.
I love this.
So I think it's like, if you think about yourself through like an
I love this tattoo.
Student, yeah, right?
Is that new?
I got 8 tattoos in the past month.
So if I got one that said student, would it be like creepy in
Absolutely
a weird
not.
way? Okay.
Absolutely not. I love it.
Because I've been wanting to get another one.
Yeah, tattoo.
I just did this little cross recently, and I've been wanting to put something here.
I love.
If I did it would be a little weird.
All right, bring out the tattoo artist. Here we go. Let's do it live, baby. Let's do it live.
We are in New York. It probably would take 30 minutes.
Know.
But go ahead.
Okay, so the operating system. So I'm doing press for a movie right now, and it's a lot. I'm not gonna lie. Like, your girl is tired. Your girl has been doing a lot. It's really stressful. It's independently financed. It's very, very stressful. I know we're gonna talk about it and get into it.
Of course.
But throughout this whole process, I was like, Lilly, I just want you to try your best to enjoy the process. And so I've been thinking about operating systems in the way of, there's no way throughout this entire press tour I'm not going to be stressed. Of course I'll be stressed. Of course there's some moments. Last night, literally, I kid you not, true story, I was trying to schedule time for me to cry. Because I woke up and I was like, I'm really tired. I'm not sad, but I'm really overwhelmed and I feel like my body needs to release and I need to cry. But I was in hair and makeup, so I couldn't cry. So I was looking at my schedule being like, can I cry at 4 p.m.? Can I cry at 5 p.m.?
crazy.
Literally. And then I had an event get thrown onto my schedule, so I couldn't cry at all. And I was like, now it's midnight and there's no time to cry. So I'll look at tomorrow for crying. So today at some point, I'm going to try to cry. But the point I'm making
We can
is,
cry on the podcast.
you know what, girl? I have an event after this. This hair and makeup cannot get messed up.
All right, fine.
But I was like, of course you'll be stressed. Of course you're going to get overwhelmed. But if you can continuously try to operate from a place of joy, that would do you well. That doesn't mean perfection. It doesn't mean you'll always be joyous. But if my operating system is set to joy, I can keep just going back to that default. So my only goal is, instead of operating from a place of fear, of anxiety, of stress, just operate from a place of joy.
Woo.
That is what I'm trying to do.
So good.
That is what I'm trying to do. Just have fun.
So good. I think there's probably no quick answer to how to do that except just do it, right? Like just
Yeah, I think it's exactly what I said, in the sense of like, I think when we're trying to operate from a certain place, the second we fail, we get discouraged. We're like, oh, well, I got stressed now, so this whole thing is stressful.
Yeah.
And now this whole thing has gone to trash. No. Even if you're operating from a place of joy, you will get stressed. You will, but go back to the place of where you're operating from and make that the default. And just try to come back to that. That's what I'm trying to do. Me and my assistant's over there. This whole press tour, we're like,
joy.
We're just keep trying to operate from a place of joy and have fun. And even if we cried today, we're going to try to go back to the place of joy and have fun.
When it's time to cry, when it's like midnight or whatever,
my favorite subject,
whatever your time is to cry, can you really just do it? Or do you have to, like, what do you got to do? No, you
I
can't
won't
really.
lie. The hair and makeup during press is hard because I did really want to cry yesterday.
Yeah, but there is something very real about like what being in tune to what your body needs.
Yes.
And
So yesterday I just felt a little bit like I needed a release and I wasn't able to because I was in between events. I can't cry on demand like that, but more so what I meant is like, can you schedule 30 minutes for you to just shut down and turn off?
Yeah.
And do whatever it is your body needs to do for a second. So I think that's important.
That's pretty good.
Because I have a really strict morning routine usually, but during this press tour, girl, it has not been happening.
What is your morning routine? I'd like to know.
Is your audience going to think I'm a nerd? I feel like I'm too heavy on the...
We are all nerds here.
Okay.
You are.
Are you guys nerds for real?
We are your. No, listen.
Are you sure?
Listen.
Okay.
We are your people.
Okay.
we are your people. We are the nerds.
Okay, thank you for holding space for my nerdiness because
come on.
I'm big on the self-reflection growth stuff. Okay.
This is called in real life. This is what we're here for. Come on now.
Also have to say this tablecloth is so soft.
Is it?
It's
All
so
right,
good.
good.
Shout out production design.
That's her, Brittany.
Brittany, let's
same
go,
person.
baby. Brittany, you getting a lot of shout outs over here. Brittany, you seem like the whole queen of this operation. I
She
gotta
is.
tell you, Brittany. Okay. She's like editing this live right now as we go.
She is.
Okay, work.
She's making clips.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Mm-hmm.
Okay. My morning routine. I've spent a lot of years trying to figure it out.
I've always wanted to be
really?
this person. Oh, I've read that there's like the 5 steps, the 5 a.m. book, the 5 steps in the morning.
Okay.
You're supposed to read, you're supposed to... And I did it for a little bit.
Really?
I just haven't been able to make one stick.
That's the thing. I don't know if I could stick to any of that. I've made this one my own. I don't follow anyone else's morning routine. But I did it because I was noticing that my mental health was plummeting because for years and years and years, I would wake up and within minutes I would start work. And I was like, I don't like this. My brain has no time to be a human.
Oh God, I'm going to love this already because I do this. Go.
Yes. So I forced myself to start being a morning person. I forced myself to start waking up at 7. Which I know some people listening might be, that's not early. It's early for me.
For you, yeah.
So I start waking up at 7 and I have a rule with my team, which is no work thing can be scheduled in my calendar before 10. So I have a window of 3 hours to be a human being. So I wake up, I let my dogs out, I make myself tea, I sit on my porch, I journal almost every day-ish. I'm not perfect, but I try to journal every day. I do a little prayer, I stretch, I try to work out, not every day, take a shower, make myself breakfast, and by then, I have done 3 hours of things that are not work. So when I go into work, I'm like, I'm a full human being before I've even talked to any of y'all.
Yeah.
Which makes me a better person and just makes me more mentally healthy and helps me not define myself solely by my work, which is also a huge problem for me.
Hey guys, we are extremely excited to announce our new presenting sponsor is Hard Rock Bet. Hard Rock Bet is the only legal sports book in the state of Florida, and it is also now available in Arizona, Ohio, New Jersey, Indiana, Tennessee, Virginia, Illinois, and Colorado, with more states launching all the time. You can also play on Hard Rock Bet's online casino if you are in New Jersey. Hello, New Jersey. Sign up for Hard Rock Bet and make a $5 bet, and you'll receive $150 in bonus bets if you win. Head over to Hard Rock Bet, sign up, and make your first deposit today.
This is so good.
But you gotta find what works for you.
You might have just changed my life.
No, maybe it's not tea. Maybe it's something else. Maybe it is reading. Whatever it is. But I think it's just more important. I think what the key is just doing things before you become your job.
Yes.
You know, because you are a human first before you are a professional.
And this is every day for you? Every day.
It is everyday-ish. I'm not perfect on the weekends. I'm lenient. But again, when I go back to traveling, like right now I'm traveling, it's hard.
And also
falls
you're a
apart.
creative, right? So it's like me. So what happens with me, I say I'm not going to work, but then I have this like idea.
I know.
Because when I am taking
know.
time for myself,
Just make a little note about it and put it away.
put
in
it
a
away.
box.
A little note and put it away.
Put it away in a box. Yep.
Okay. I'm going
That's
to
just
really...
worked for me, but I mean, it's just about finding that time in the morning.
Okay.
And you gotta let your team know nothing before a certain time.
Okay, so from the time this episode drops, for the next 1 month,
Yep.
I'm going to try to
Try it.
implement this.
I will. I want to hear a full status report.
Will I give you a status report? Will you?
Absolutely, you will.
Well, what bad could happen?
You could say this many hours is not enough. You could say my team is not respecting the boundary. I'm doing podcasts at 8 in the morning. Brittany, Brittany, I know you run the schedule. Brittany, we're talking to you. I'm talking to you, Brittany.
10 a.m.
Or
I
whatever
love this
time
for
works.
me.
Or what time do you usually wake up?
About the same, about 7, 8, yeah.
And what time do you
But
usually work?
sometimes what happens is I get up.
Yeah.
What do I immediately do? The phone, the
Yep.
computer. So then I'm like working from the bed for an hour.
No,
Then I get in the
no.
shower. Then I'm trying to eat something real fast.
No, baby girl, no working in the bed.
Sometimes Glam is waiting for me in the kitchen at 8:30.
See, no.
I know.
No.
I'm doing this wrong.
No, we're not doing it wrong. We're all trying our best.
You're very compassionate
Right.
and
We're all trying our
empathetic,
best,
and you really
yeah.
understand my journey. Thank
Okay.
you. Thank
Trying
you.
to make you feel seen, baby girl.
No,
you're
you
doing
are.
great, though.
I'm gonna really. This is gonna be a thing. It's gonna be a 1 month.
And that's
thing
what works for me, but I'm not on no high horse. It might be garbage, and you might teach me something. When you do it for a month, you might be like, actually, I figured it out. I'll be like, okay, let me get that tattooed on my arm.
You know what else you could teach me about? Because
me.
we just, like I told you, we just shot. I wrote a script. It's a
Okay.
short.
Mm-hmm.
It was always my dream to write something and make it come to fruition all the way through, whether it was something I did one time or with what are they?
Yeah.
So I did it. I did the
Okay.
short. It was great.
Amazing.
I can't imagine for you,
Yeah.
a project this big, right? This is a
Yes.
big project.
It's a big one.
Like, it probably cost a lot of money to make this movie, no?
Yeah. Yep, it did.
It did.
It absolutely did.
And then also a lot of people involved and people
Yes.
counting on
Yes.
you. And it's a story that you wrote. And then you have to be in it.
Mm-hmm.
And then you have to show up and be funny.
Yep.
It's a lot of pressure.
It's a lot of pressure, and I'm gonna be I want you to know that during this conversation, I'm gonna have no filter.
Okay,
because
please.
this is my brain baby passion project. So what you're referencing is my upcoming movie, Doing It.
Yes.
It is a sex comedy.
Thank you. Oh my God,
Yes.
you even give me the
I'll
transition.
give you the transition.
Oh,
I got
girl,
you. I didn't
are-
need you to pull your phone out. You can put your phone away, baby girl. I
Phone
told you,
is
I'm here to
over.
provide for you.
Okay.
This is me spiritually opening the car door
I
for
feel
you
like
right
I'm
now.
the guest. Okay, good. Come on.
I got you. You don't need to remember anything.
This is amazing.
Okay? You're doing great.
Thank you.
Yes, Doing It is my first time leading, my first time producing, and first time writing a movie. So it's a really big deal for
Is this
me.
the first script you ever wrote?
First movie script, yeah. And first
Wow.
time leading
But
in a movie.
you write, though.
I
mean,
do
you have
write.
books and...
I do write, yes. First time writing a movie script, first time being a lead in a movie, and first time producing a movie, and my
Okay.
production company's first movie.
Wow.
So it is a big deal across the board. It's taken 7 years to make.
Mm-hmm.
The premise is it's a 30-something-year-old virgin finds herself teaching sex ed. So it is a raunchy sex comedy, like the ones I grew up with, like American Pie, like 40-Year-Old Virgin. But this one is very female forward.
Mm-hmm.
Women are at the center of this whole movie. Women of color are at the center of this movie.
I love this.
The virgin is not the butt of the joke. And women are not written as these kinds of accessories. They're written as the complex characters. If anything, I went out of my way to make some of the men written as accessories, to be honest.
I love that.
Just to kind of balance things out a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
But it's, it's a laugh out loud fun. I hope laugh out loud funny comedy. But the commentary is about.
The trailer looks laugh out loud
Thank
funny.
you. Thank you. And I've sat on a lot of screenings and people laugh, and every time they laugh, I'm like, oh,
Thank
my butt unclenches a little bit. I'm like, okay, we're good. They're laughing. It's good. But it is about ultimately a woman's journey unlearning shame, because I feel like everyone I've ever talked to, no matter what age she is, whether she's a teenager, whether she's in her 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, has some level of, I felt so awkward with sex. I was never taught to enjoy sex. I was never taught about my body. I was never taught that I could be powerful or confident or liberated in this way. And this is kind of my love letter to not only those women who have felt like that, but also to like young Lilly,
Yeah.
who for most of my life, sex and my body was a very daunting subject.
I bet.
I was always really uncomfortable talking about sex. Before this movie, I couldn't even say sex without whispering it. I never got the talk, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I never had sex ed, and if I did have sex ed in school, it was very straight, it was very hetero. So this is like a love letter to young Lilly of the movie I wish I had growing up, just to make me feel slightly more normal.
Yeah.
So that's what the movie is. And it
I
was
love
really hard to
that.
make. It took 7 years, it's independently financed.
Wow.
And in this press tour, let me just tell you, baby, I am putting all of my money. Like it is, I am going to make no money. I'm going to lose money.
Oh.
Because it's not a big studio movie.
Yeah.
So everything I'm doing, every place I'm flying to.
You're flying yourself.
I'm flying myself. I'm putting myself and my team up at hotels myself.
Purpose, because you're in your purpose.
I'm in my purpose. I'm paying for the glam. I'm paying, and you know that stuff is not cheap.
It is not cheap.
I'm paying for the wardrobe.
Oof.
I put my own money into the
You
distribution
got
deal.
this was you? You bought this little outfit?
I paid my stylist and they put it together.
Yeah.
When I step up out of the house, I'm like to myself, so how much did this cost for me to step out of the house just now? But I just committed to being like,
Yeah.
I'm going to put all my eggs in this basket. I really believe in the message of this movie. And I wish I had it when I was younger. So all of my producing fees are back in the
love
movie. All my
that.
writing fees have gone back into the movie.
Wow.
So we're just out here.
We're just out
We
here
are just
making
out here.
movies.
We're out here making movies.
Important movies. Fun
Exactly.
movies, but important movies.
Because I decided that's what this project is.
Yeah.
There's some things I do in life where I'm like, this is about the money. This is about this. This one is not about that. This is about, I really believe in the message. And I really believe in girls and women. That's the chip on my shoulder and the culture in which we operate in. And if there's a movie that can normalize girls and women talking about sex and feeling empowered in that way, I can lose some money
You
on
did
that
good.
and I'm okay.
You did good.
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm
I
a
love-
really good person, basically. Go watch the movie September 19th.
She's a really good
I'm really
person.
trying. Yeah.
That's really
Yeah.
funny.
And my mom helped on the movie too.
How was that for your mom?
Well, so my mom is, and this is not a vanity credit, she in factually was the cultural consultant on the set. We have some scenes that take place in India. We're shooting it in Canada, but take place in India. And so I mirrored those scenes off her upbringing. So it's mirrored off her childhood classroom, her school uniform, the language and all the stuff. She was like double checking everything was good. Now,
I love that.
My parents have not seen the movie yet, though.
Oh, no. Oh, God.
Yeah. So I'm a little stressed about
Your
that.
parents can't be surprised by anything by you at this point.
That's what we think.
Yeah.
But I will say, you know what was so sweet? I had a family party a few months ago and all my aunties and uncles were there. And my cousin came out and surprised me with this cake in the shape of boobs.
Yeah.
And it was like, you're doing it. And all the aunties, these are like conservative. Like you grew up in a very conservative upbringing.
yeah.
But they were like, we can't wait to see the movie. And I was like, you know, I do some dirty things. And she's like, we can't wait to see the dirty things you're doing. Like my aunties are hyped because they never got the talk either.
Yeah.
Right? I feel like
They
I'm
probably
doing it for
feel
all
seen.
of us.
They
We're
feel
trying to cure the
seen.
generational trauma. We're trying.
They say most writer, like when you write, even if the story is not about you, there's pieces of you or things. I don't know. For me, when I write, and sometimes I don't even know. Like I wrote something and my grandfather's name was in there. I didn't even realize, like, oh my God, I did. That is my grandfather's name. And oh my God, my character does gamble and my grandfather did gamble. But things about you show up in the writing. I just wonder for you in this script or in this film, like what shows.
You're trying to ask me if I'm a 30-year-old virgin? I love it.
Were you a 30-year-old?
Oh, well, listen, I'm not going to lie. I was a very late bloomer with all things sexual. Sexuality.
Really?
Absolutely.
It's because you were afraid?
I was afraid.
Yeah.
I really, for most of my life, associated anything sexual with shame.
Aw.
I did. That was a really big unlearning. And I'm still unlearning it, to be honest. This outfit, I like asked my team 6 times, like, is it too much? Like, does my body look okay? Because I don't want people to think a certain way of me. And
You look fine, perfect.
Thank you. But I
perfect.
do really, and through promotion of this movie, I will say this movie has really taught me to be liberated. When we have 20 meetings about a dildo, that happens. You know, at the 21st Zoom meeting about a dildo, you're like, okay, this has been normalized for me. But it really did help me be okay with a lot of the stuff, but it is a work in progress for sure.
Yeah.
There are parts of me in the script. There's jokes in the script that a lot of other producers are like, we think we should cut this. And I'm like, no, because this resonates and it's going to resonate. I'll give you one example that's really vulnerable. There's a part in the movie where I have a monologue and I say, I didn't even learn how to properly use a tampon until I was whatever. And I know a lot of, especially girls, like young brown girls, they struggle with that because we are never taught that. There's a lot of like, it's a super big taboo subject, using a tampon and like myths about your virginity and all these types of things. And so I left a lot of those jokes in because I was like, it's okay if you don't understand it. It's not for you. It's for all these other people who are going to feel seen. And that's a challenge of the movie too. I'll be vulnerable and say that some feedback we got from some executives in Hollywood was that the movie was too niche. And I hate the word niche.
I don't blame you.
I hate it because I'm like, you're saying it's niche because I'm in it and because it's through the South Asian lens.
Yeah.
But how many things have I watched in my life where I did not see myself? I
Yeah.
was fully able to understand them.
Yeah.
Sex is a very universal subject.
Yeah.
It's a taboo subject in every single culture.
Yeah.
So I really despise and have resentment towards an exec that calls me niche because statistically speaking, I'm not niche. Actually, they are niche.
Yes.
Statistically speaking, you know what I'm
Talk that
saying?
shit.
But it's true though.
No, it is true.
And so it's like,
it's offensive.
yeah,
It's-
if I was able to watch
Why is this not a good story? And
Full
a
House,
great
if I was able to watch Friends and that was not niche, like I think, you know, this whole idea of our stories being niche. And I love what you said about your short film having pieces of you and you didn't even know your grandfather's name was in it because that highlights the importance of having different types of storytellers.
Yeah.
Because our hearts get infused into these things.
Yes.
And we need a variety of these stories.
For sure.
The last thing I'll say in this, because honestly I could talk about this for 10 hours, is I think people don't realize that if you don't let different storytellers tell different stories, it's not just about entertainment. It's not just about the box office. It's not just about laughs. I think you're actually hindering the progress of those communities. When you don't see yourself in TV shows and movies, it hinders your ability to understand yourself, to understand other people, to learn new things about yourself. Like I can't tell you how many things I've learned about myself watching TV shows and movies where I'm like, oh, I see myself in this. I'm like, I guess I'm like that. But if you can't see yourself, progress gets hindered. So it's not just about entertainment. It's about evolving and
Yes.
helping people evolve.
That's why you're out here using your own money.
That's why I'm broke now.
That's why you're
exactly
gonna
why.
go broke.
That was a
No.
long-winded way of saying that is why I've put all my money to
And
watch
that is
this
also
movie.
why everybody should go and watch this
Please.
movie. It's not just a regular call to action because somebody needs to make money.
It's
There's
not.
all actual real purpose
It
and
is.
and heart and
This is
meaning.
not a big studio money. This is not a big
that.
studio movie. It's not you, like, you know what I mean? I should be on a press tour being like, it is a cool movie, yeah, and it's cute. And no, I'm out here saying, please, please.
support.
I'm
Yeah.
out here on
Yes.
the streets.
Because honestly, the support that shows up for this movie also kind of shows what comes after it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I don't think that's necessarily fair, but it's true.
It is true.
It's not fair, but it's true.
That's-
Because
It's just reality.
it's,
Yeah.
you can have, and I hope everyone's comfortable with me saying this because it's true. You can have 50 failed movies with white leads and they'll still keep getting made.
Yeah.
They will still, you'll have 50 spy movies with white people. They'll still keep getting made.
They'll still get
But
made.
if this one doesn't do good, if Never Have I Ever doesn't do good, if Sinners doesn't do good, like then it's like, oh, see, that's why we can't make those types of movies.
Yeah.
It's one and done. We have to keep proving ourselves over and over and over again. So it's challenging. It's tough.
You're so good at this.
At what?
You're just telling the stories.
Thanks.
And the
I have
and
no
the
filter.
importance.
That's what it is. I just
No, it's not just that. Don't belittle it. There's also
Thank you.
it's also purpose and passion and
Yeah.
and understanding of the
It is.
of the
Thank
whole,
you. I
the whole
appreciate that. I'm
thing.
really
So,
passionate about it. I really am.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah.
It there was I spent all morning on your Instagram, which was such a joyful place to
Oh,
be.
thank you. I'm glad you think so. It can be a lot too.
No, I love it. I want to make my own daddy videos. I told you that already.
You should.
But then there was a clip that you did after Pride,
Okay.
where you were giving
Advice?
advice.
Yeah.
And there was something that you said that I absolutely loved. You were talking about the fact, well, you said you were basically giving someone advice if they come out and they don't immediately get the verbs or the vocabulary
Yep.
that they want to get. If
Right.
your parents don't say, no problem, I
Right.
love you as you are. You know, if they don't give you the right words,
Right.
that you should give people the grace to kind of see how they act.
Right.
Do they show you the love? Do they support you? Are they trying to do better, be better? And I loved that because I think it speaks not only to that specific experience, but anytime you show up in a
Right.
in a way that maybe you feel maybe disappoints them. I want to leave college, or
Right.
I'm this religion now that's different
Right.
from our family.
Right.
Whatever way you show up, that's kind of anti to something. Having the kind of the bravery to be okay if somebody doesn't receive it the way I don't know. I thought that I wondered for you if that was the case.
I every morning in my prayers say one specific line, which is, God, guide me to have grace for myself so I may have grace for others. And I've learned that anytime I don't have grace for others, it's because I'm being very rigid with myself. I made that video because I
that's
feel,
good.
yeah, I made that video because I feel like it's been, I'm at 36 now, turning 37. It's been 6 to 7 years since I've come out. And it's been a journey. I think there's a lot of, for anyone listening that has had this experience, I think people think that you come out and it's all relief and it's all roses, and it's not.
Like you've arrived to this place.
No, it's a whole thing where you got to relearn about yourself and other people got to relearn about you, and it's scary.
Yeah.
But the reason I made that video is because I think there's a lot of examples out there, going back to what we just talked about, of what it's supposed to look like when you come out to your family. And there's a lot of examples of movies and there's a lot of dialogue online about like how supportive your parents should be. And a lot of times those parents in those movies are very equipped and are in the time and place where they can do all those things. And that's just not reality. And I'll even go further and say that a lot of the examples we've seen of that have been white in movies. There's been a lot of white coming out in movies where parents are very supportive, and sometimes they're not supportive, and then by the end of the 90 minutes, they are very supportive. You know what I mean?
90 minutes later, we love you, son.
Exactly.
We love you,
But
daughter.
I think, I'll never forget, and an example I give you, and I hope it's okay to say, is my mom always explained to me, when Black Lives Matters was a huge conversation. I sat down with my parents and I talked to them about it, and I explained it to them, and I explained the importance of it. And my mom was so receptive and she was so quick at learning about it. But she said something to me in that conversation that really made me think. She said, the reason I don't know a lot of this stuff is I had never seen a Black person until I immigrated to Canada in my 20-somethings. So I was like, oh, I grew up with Fresh Prince. I grew up with Sister. I have tons of Black friends. I'm really educated in this.
Yeah.
And then she went on to say, like, I didn't know a gay person until my daughter brought this conversation to me.
Wow.
It's not coming from a place of I don't care. It's coming from a place of I genuinely was born in a place where I was never exposed to the words, the ideas, and now there's this whole dialogue online that expects her to immediately have this information, and that's just not realistic. And so I made that video especially for people of color to be like, your immigrant parents probably don't have the experience. It's not that they don't have the love, they just don't have the vocabulary experience. And so I think we'd all be better if there was a period of grace where we just had the conversation and let people learn. Because we're better off if people learn and become better than never giving them the chance to learn. We'll all be better off.
I feel like the whole world right now is in that state of like, everybody wants everybody to say the right thing.
And I've had some friends, and I've had to politely check them a little bit because, like, when I came out, my parents didn't say all the right things. And I remember telling my friends, my friends being like, well, that's really wrong and you shouldn't accept that. And I was like, but no, I have to give them grace, and I have to do better at giving them grace because that's just what it is. And now my parents, it took a few years, but we're so great and they're so supportive and it's so lovely. And we're all in a better situation because they gave me grace and I gave them grace. And I think that's the better situation to be in. And so I don't want kids, especially kids of color, to come out and then their parents don't say what the white parents on TV said and now they just dismiss them and they don't have parents for the rest of their life. I don't think that leaves any of us in a better place. And I will put that caveat, and I said in the video, as long as you're safe. I'm not encouraging anyone to be in dangerous situations.
Or being abused.
Exactly. I'm not encouraging any of that, but I'm saying if someone is willing to learn, I think they're worth the education.
Yeah. And the love is still, if there's still love and
yeah.
Don't throw people
grace.
away.
Just give yourself grace. Give others grace.
Good.
Yeah.
You're so good.
Man, thank you. I'm just trying my best.
I have a bowl. It's called our in real life bowl. This is our in real life. This is nothing. You could make them scandalous.
I already know Brittany hand-folded each one of these.
She totally did.
I know.
I had nothing to do with the folding,
Brittany, let's
the
go,
printing.
baby.
This is not our usual bowl.
So what's in the bowl?
It's just questions.
Okay, let's go.
You want here? You pick one.
You want me to pick one? Or you
No,
want to
you
pick
pick it.
Are you sure?
pick one.
Okay.
I'm just giving you a shuffle.
All right,
Let's see. It's our they're real life questions.
Real
Let's
life
see.
questions. When you leave the room, what do you hope people say about you, or what is a feeling you hope stays behind? That's a really good question. Okay, we kind of touched on this because Wafa mentioned this. I really do pride myself in the fact that I've heard many times people say, I felt so comfortable talking to you and you felt like a safe space. I think that's the feeling I want to leave behind. I hope people say, like, I felt like I could just be myself around her and I felt comfortable and safe and like she wasn't going to judge me, and she's like older sister vibes or younger sister vibes, depending on,
vibes, yeah.
I think that's really important. I feel like safety is not something we talk about enough. Feeling safe is so rare in this day and age.
You seem to have figured that out. And maybe it doesn't always feel like that, but even like everything you've done always seems like you feel safe or at least safe in your own skin.
Thank you. I don't always, I will say, but I do prioritize safety. And so even I remember when I had the late night show, a lot of guests after we started rolling would say, you're really easy to talk to, and I said things that I usually don't say. A lot of people will say that to me. I say things to you I usually don't say to people.
Yeah.
And that makes me
feel
really special.
I could see that.
Yeah.
You want to do one more?
What's another one?
What do you hope people say about you though?
Similar. The same thing you said. No, I'm just kidding. but kind of, yeah. Just that. Like energy is like a big deal. So if somebody feels like good energy, that's good enough for me. We were just talking about that before. How like that literally could be the difference. I could say all the nice things I want to you, but if
I feel
if
that.
the energy is weird.
Can I tell you, an hour ago when I walked in here, I was like a little sleepy in the car, and I was like, oh, I don't know. And as soon as I walked in, I felt the first thing I was like, oh, her energy's gonna be great.
Oh,
so I feel that about
love
you.
That.
Yeah.
That's good. Okay,
Yeah.
good. So yeah, I hope I leave people with good energy for sure.
Mission accomplished. Okay. If your heart had a rule book, what are 2 qualities that would be written in bold when it comes to a partner and why?
Ooh.
Someone record this for Raya. Someone record this for my Raya profile. Okay, if your heart had a rule book, what are 2 qualities that would be written in bold when it comes to a partner?
Ooh, what you
so
need?
what 2 things I need in a partner?
I know it's a very complicated way to ask that question.
No, I like it. Brittany, you did a great job. 2 qualities. I want to give you a really honest question here, answer here, because I think this is an important question. And also because my future partner could be watching this, and I need to let it be known if you're watching this.
Yes.
2 qualities. Okay. The first one.
So serious.
It is. I'm really thinking about this. I really want to think about this. The first one, reliability, is bold, underlined, highlighted. And that has everything to do with my trauma. I have major abandonment issues. I need someone to show up and show up consistently. I need to feel like I rely on them in small and big ways. And I will say one of my things is if I feel like I can't get over it. Like I cannot get over not feeling like I can rely on something small. So that's for sure a big one.
Wow.
And I'm going to be really honest and say that's my trauma. It's not even about other people. It's about just my wounds, to be honest.
But you have parents that are still, like, I guess it doesn't have to be parents. It could be relationships.
Maybe that's a podcast for another day.
Okay, fine.
Yeah, no, but there's a lot of abandonment issues there. So I need to show up consistently or it really messes with my mind. The second one, I need someone that is a giver. And I say this because I am a giver to a detriment. So my biggest green and red flag mixed into one is that I'm a giver. So I just told you, like, I love opening car doors. I will do that if I'm exhausted. I will do that if I am unwell. I will do it all the time. And I will never be the person to say, I'm really tired and I'm not doing well and I need you to show up for me. I will never be that person. I need a partner who will say, I'm going to stop you right there because I know what's happening. You need to sit down and I'm going to take care of you for a second.
Oh my God, you're going to be in love. If they say that, you're going to be in love.
They need to proactively be like, no, let me stop you because that's also a trauma response of mine.
I got
My trauma response is, let me show you what I can do for you. Let me give. And I need someone to be like, nope, you need to sit down. I'm opening this door. I'm cooking for you. I'm doing this. That's what I need. Reliability and giver. Those are my things.
I love this for you.
Yes.
You're going to find this.
What are your 2?
Do you want to find it? Are you like, is love important?
Love is important. It is important.
No, but that varies for different people. Like, love is important. Sure, I love my family. I love some people are like, really having a partner or somebody is like really important for my happiness in life.
So if you asked me this when I was in my 20s, I would have been like, absolutely not important. I'm focused on my career. I do not need someone to distract me. I would have absolutely said that. Now, I think because of just, maybe it's my age, maybe it's I've seen my friends in relationships, maybe I've dabbled in dating here and there. I am a big believer now that if you have a good, healthy partnership, that health and joy can seep into all other parts of your life and make you better throughout. Another way of saying that is I'm in my era of believing that 1 + 1 is 3. You know, 2 people that are really good together, bring out the best in each other, will make me better in everything. I do believe that. Because I even see it in my friendships. I right now have the best friendships I've ever had. And I've noticed I'm better in auditions. I'm better in interviews. My health is better. So I do believe that having a really good partner can seep into every part of your life really positively.
I love that. What is the key to good friendships? Like, how did you do that?
Yeah, 1, have them with women. No offense to any of the men we love and ally, but female friendships.
The good news is, guys, you too could have friends who are women.
Believe it or not, you too can befriend a woman. Believe it or not.
Yes.
The key to friendships, well, female friendships are really important to me, but I think for all friendships, I think we kind of covered, but giving grace. I think I struggled for a long time in my life because I had such high standards for myself and others. I had such rigidness. Oh, my friend showed up late, they don't care about me. Oh, they didn't show up to this thing, they don't care about me. And that's why I say it in my in prayers in the morning, like, guide me to have grace for myself so I can give grace to others. Giving people grace in the greater scheme of things. Does this person show up to you when it really matters? They do. Then give them grace on the time they didn't text you back, or the time they flopped on you, or the time they didn't say the right thing. Like, I think grace is really important. I think friends that you can feel safe with, which we also touched on. Like, we just had a whole conversation about sex. I already told you I felt really awkward about. Can I tell you the number of my girlfriends in my backyard by my fire pit, which is like a little smoke, a little drink, and we're just like, I'm gonna teach you some things about sex, girl. And I'm like, give it to me, teach me, mama, teach me. Like, safe conversations where I can be myself are really important as well. And this is a big one because women are not encouraged to do this. You gotta be each other's cheerleader. You know, especially in this industry, I have some actress friends. Nothing makes me happier than them booking a role. And sometimes we audition for the same thing. And we have had to train ourselves to be like, we are not in competition with each other. It is not about better or worse or right or wrong. It is just, we have to cheer each other on. That is really important in friendship.
Yes.
You know, just really your happiness. And the last thing I'll say about this, because I'm talking too much.
No, you're not. What are you talking about?
I 2 weeks ago had a friend. I'll even name drop her because she's so sweet. Perkins is my friend.
Okay.
I was telling her, all I said was, I was giving her an example about someone that treated me really well. I had someone in a day that I was having a really rough day, and someone just did something really kind for me and treated me really well. And Perkins knows how much I struggle with receiving. She cried physical, real tears. Physical, real tears streamed down her face. And I was like, why cry? She's like, it just made me so emotional to hear that someone treated you well because I know you deserve that. And she cried. She cried real tears. And I was so taken aback. I was so taken aback that it had nothing to do with her. I was treated well and it overjoyed her.
Oh my God,
That
that's
is
so
friendship right there.
good.
That is love. That
Oh
is
my
sisterhood
God.
right there.
That's so good. I had a similar, Nikki did this. I think I told you this, Brittany, before, but my best friend since I'm 8 years old.
Yeah.
So imagine,
Wow, that's incredible.
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Imagine having a friend that like you knows your life the same as you do.
That's
even
amazing.
more because her memory's better than mine. So sometimes she knows shit I don't even know. So there was a thing that happened a couple years ago. I talked about it on the pod. Not a big deal now, but there was a time I thought my father had passed away for many, many years. Drug addiction caught him when I was young. I hadn't seen him since I was 10 years old. A few years ago, I found out that he was still alive.
Wow.
But in this moment, it was the moment I had found out that I had thought he died. So I'm sitting at Houston's, because to me, I didn't see my father's insane. I have no relationship. It was really no emotional feeling. It was more like fact-finding, right? So I'm sitting at Houston's with Nikki and some other friends, and I'm like, oh my God. So I met this lady. She was friends with my parents when they were younger, whatever. She said that she had figured, because I already figured he died. She was like, yeah, she said that he had passed. And so I'm talking to the thing, we're having the spinach dip, and I look over at Nikki, and she's crying tears. I was like, why are you crying? I'm okay. Why are you crying? It's okay. And she was like, I just always thought that this story was going to end differently for you. In my mind, she's known me since I'm 8 years old. So she was always like, I thought that you would have a better end to this story. And she's like, I don't know. And she was like, inconsolable, crying, and
that's special.
I'm holding her hand. I'm like, it's okay. I'm like, I'm fine.
That's really special.
But
that's really special. Someone cares about you that much. It's so special.
I know.
That's real.
I think for women, like not for anybody, if you get to life to where you have a point, you have friends like that, friends that will cry because something great happened.
That
or
makes
somebody
you rich.
treated
That's
you well.
wealth right there.
Yeah,
that's real richness.
That is for
Bob
sure.
Marley said it. You think money makes you rich? Nah. It's
No.
friends like Nikki.
It's
Nikki
friends-
and Perkins.
and
Shout out to you.
Perkins, shout out to
It's
them.
friends like you.
Yeah, for sure.
that's-
So if this movie doesn't make you any money, you know, you're rich in friendship.
Absolutely. And you know what? I'm glad you said that because it won't make me any money. So I will be rich in friendships and only friendships.
But we will enjoy it. We will
Yes.
feel seen by
Absolutely.
it. All the important
There's other ways to be rich.
There's other ways to be
Absolutely,
rich.
yes.
Okay, before you go, we have in real life. These are my in real life questions
Let's
we ask
go, baby.
all our guests.
Let's go.
So good. I was getting a little teary
Me
there
too.
just
I'm not
now.
gonna lie. Get a little something in my throat. I'm not gonna
You
lie.
told me you needed to cry. So I really
I
was
told
trying.
you this mascara is not waterproof.
Okay.
Do not.
I was really trying to get it out of you.
It was close. It was
You
close.
just was resistance. On a scale of 1 to 10, how happy are you today?
Okay. I woke up a 7. With you right now, I'm gonna be real. I feel 9 with you.
No.
I do feel 9.
Thank you.
I feel very safe and seen with you. I feel like I really enjoy your energy. I feel
Thanks.
like I really like our conversation. It would be 10, but I won't lie. The movie stress has got a little bit of anxiety right here. So I'm gonna give you a 9, which is really good.
It's fucking great. I'll take it.
90%. Hey.
Where do you float like on average?
Every day is different. I'm not gonna lie, the reason I have the morning routine is because I wake up pretty anxious and I work after those 3 hours to get myself to I'd say a 7.
And so you're starting lower and
I
you're
start
building.
low.
Yeah.
I start low and have to work towards a 7, which is why I'm very big on the morning routine.
In a month, I'm going to tell you how it's going for me.
Let me know. Let me
'Cause
know. I look forward to you hitting 11, baby.
How often in your real life, how often do you think about your legacy?
Pretty often.
Really?
I will say pretty often. It's because of what we just spoke about, how a lot of people say to me, we're counting on you or they have expectations of me. I've thought about my legacy a lot. What do I want to leave behind? What is the path I want to leave behind? And I've also learned, because I said I'm a big believer of vision boards, that has a lot of numbers, it has a lot of accolades on it. The one that doesn't go away is legacy. So any number of subscribers, views, money, all that stuff, you'll always be like, there could be more, there could be more, there could be more. But the number of people you impact, you'll never feel like I need that to be more. I really believe that. If I have one girl come up to me and be
Wafa. You already have Wafa.
That for me doesn't feel like it's not enough. That feels like enough to me. That feels like a lot to me. If you were to tell me that, oh, your box office got this much, I'd be like, it could have been more. So legacy is important for that reason. It doesn't feel like it's not enough. You know?
That's really good. What are your, in real life, pet peeves or triggers? Something that might knock that 10 down or 9
I'm
down.
gonna give you some stupid ones and some real ones.
Okay.
I absolutely cannot miss the previews when I go to a movie.
Really?
I'm the first person in that seat. I need to see the previews to the movie. As a pet peeve, if my friend makes me miss a movie, previews to the movie, I'm upset.
Wow.
I'm upset.
Okay.
I don't love people on their phone next to me in a movie also. I need to focus on the full movie. A lot about movie stuff here. I need to focus on the full movie.
Well, you're in movie mode.
Yes.
Yeah.
The real big one, though, and again, it's giving trauma, I need people to take ownership for big or small things. I need them to apologize well and take ownership for bigger heartaches, but also, if you were to drop this bowl and it, you weren't just like, oh, my bad, it would irk me.
How can I apologize sufficiently?
Just be like, oh, I'm so sorry. Well, for this, it doesn't matter. For something bigger, it's like, I'm sorry I did this, and this is how I'm going to not do it again.
If I stepped on your pretty shoe and I ruined it for the day.
I would just need you to say sorry.
Sorry. I'm
I
so
would
sorry.
just need an acknowledgement. I need some level of ownership.
What type of animal would step on your shoe and not say sorry?
Oh, you'd be surprised. You'd be surprised. But I just need people, when people forget things or don't show up and they don't acknowledge it at all, it drives me crazy. Crazy.
This probably has to do with your shift and why you're confrontational now. Because you're
Maybe.
acknowledging.
I've reached the limit of people not taking ownership. Maybe.
Yeah, you're the queen of ownership now.
Yeah, absolutely.
This would be an ownership crown that you should wear. Okay. What do you like most about yourself?
Can I just say, these are really good questions. I've never been asked any of these questions before, and
Really?
I've done 15 years worth of interviews. So let's go, team. Crew. Let's go.
Some of these are Brittany's. I just want to say, some of them are actually mine.
Oh, baby, you got all the roses from me.
Okay, fine.
You got all the roses from me.
Some of these are actually mine.
My favorite thing about me is the fact that I know in my heart and soul that I'm an extremely hard worker. And I've never in my life, people that don't like me, they could call me cringe, they could call me not funny, they could call me a list of other words. I've never had someone call me lazy. And I've never had someone say she doesn't try and she doesn't put in the work. And I love that about myself. That definitely comes from my immigrant parents. I will put in any amount of work. I'm a very hard worker.
I love that.
Yeah.
What is our last thing? How do we end this?
You tell me. I'm following you.
I don't know, but
You're daddy right now.
I got to get into daddy mode. I don't know why I'm not in daddy mode.
You are. You've been giving daddy this whole time.
Have I?
Absolutely.
Oh, that just is natural.
Okay, absolutely.
You know what I mean? I know what I mean. Okay, let's give it one last one.
Hit me.
It's one of my favorite ones. It's in the bowl, but I'm just going to ask it.
Hit me.
Okay, last one. If God were to text you right now, what would it say?
God was to text me right now. What would she say? Right now, what would she say? Okay. What would you say? Why don't you just tell me right now what you would say? Tell me right now.
Me?
No,
oh,
I'm talking
God.
to
You're talking to God? Oh, sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt. Sorry to interrupt your conversation with
Yeah, we talk on the regs.
with her.
Okay. If God was to text me right now, she would remind me, a lesson I've learned many times, but she would remind me in this moment. She would say, a reminder, you are not defined by the things you do. She would tell me, it doesn't matter what happens with this movie, does not change who you are, does not change how you are loved, does not change the great qualities you have, does not change the fact that you're a good friend, you're a hard worker, you're funny, you're sweet, doesn't change any of those things, is one thing you have done. Just like you've done many other things. It's a long text. She texts a lot.
She does.
So,
She's very chatty.
Maybe throw emojis in there, maybe a few prayer hands in there, maybe a GIF in there. But I think she would remind me that you are not defined solely by what you do, that you are so much more than that. Because I know she would know I need to hear that right now. Yeah.
But the movie's still going to do great.
Yes. And if it does, and if it doesn't, it's also great is subjective.
I love that. I think that's a perfect way to go.
Thank you so much.
But I think
appreciate
everybody should still go see
Thank
the
you,
movie.
absolutely, September 19th. But I do want to thank you for this conversation.
Thank
and
you.
I do want to say, to anyone listening, if you're like, this girl keeps talking, it's because you made me feel really safe.
I love
and you
that.
asked me really great questions.
Why do
so-
you have like an insecurity about your talking? Your talking you're like a gift for talking.
Because I know myself, and when I'm really excited and passionate, sometimes I kind of can
I
really...
don't feel like you talk too much.
Okay.
Not one single ounce
Okay,
today.
well, thank you. Well,
I
thank
feel like
you for
you
that.
talk the absolute perfect
Good.
amount.
It just means I really liked you and I was excited.
I like you back.
Yeah, good.
I'm gonna go do my daddy video right
do
now.
it. Do it. I'm going to be the first top comment.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Lilly Singh,
Thank
everybody.
you so much.
Real
Appreciate you.
life.
Thank you. Hey, this is Lilly Singh in real life.
Hey guys, thanks for watching. Make sure you subscribe, like, comment, and check out all of the other episodes we have on Angie Martinez IRL Podcast.